What's going on, everyone? Thanks for checking out this new video. We are back here in the shop with the Neon SRT-4. So as I briefly showed in the first video, we have a lot going on here with all the wiring, all the vacuum hoses and everything. This goes to the intake. I just removed everything to show you guys a little bit more. You got the solenoids that are just sitting here. There's a lot of questionable wiring and stuff like that. You got stuff like this wire just hanging there. I'm not even sure what it goes to. But I'm not quite mentally prepared yet to deal with all the wiring, all the vacuum hoses. But we are going to be addressing a very important issue today, and that is a problem we are having with the fueling, the fuel pressure, and startup. So as you see here, we have an aftermarket Boomba fuel rail. I got a fuel pressure gauge to go into the port there. Right now we're sitting at 0 pressure, and what you'll see here is when we turn the key and the fuel pump primes, it'll shoot up to 60, 58 PSI where it should be, and then as soon as the fuel pump gets done priming, it'll drop back down to 0. And once you actually go to start the car, you will hear the fuel pump prime. And then when you try and start it, you get a very rough start, a little bit of a hesitation. That actually wasn't as bad as it's been. Sometimes it'll crank for a while, and when it goes to actually start, it's very rough, and then it will actually run and obviously drive. But that's something we want to address because I don't think it is getting the correct fuel pressure, driving it around under boost, all that. This does have a wideband hooked up, but as you can see here, the gauge is in really bad shape. The display hardly lights up, and it basically just sits at 14 to 15. Doesn't fluctuate with throttle input or anything like that. So I have a new gauge on order, I have a new sensor, so I will be addressing that later. But today we are going to be replacing the fuel pressure regulator, which I think will solve our startup issue and make sure that we're holding good fuel pressure. So in a lot of cars, the fuel pressure regulator is somewhere on the fuel rail, but this one is housed all the way back here underneath the car where the fuel pump is. And tucked up top there is the fuel pressure regulator. So hopefully that fixes our issue. Again, I'm not able to watch fuel pressure while I'm driving, but just when I set up a camera and look, with giving it some little revs, the fuel pressure does drop slightly. So I'm sure once it's under boost, requiring more fuel, it's really dropping off. All right, so we're gonna start with removing the connectors. Just to give me some more room, I'll remove the main connector to the fuel pump. This is important. You see there's this little red locking tab here. Don't go and pulling on this connector without releasing that. It's like a safety clip, so you push that, here it clip, and then you can actually depress the connector and pull it off. Now you can go ahead and remove the connector on the actual regulator. There's a little push tab there. This doesn't have a safety lock, so just depress that and pull it off. There's that little tab there, and we'll remove the actual fuel line once this is out of the fuel pump assembly there. So just to show you on the new one, this is situated in there like that, your fuel line. There's this little tab up here that needs to be pushed in, turn this counterclockwise, and it will come out. And you'll lose a little bit of fuel out of there, so just have something to catch it. Then we can pull this down and out of the way and disconnect the fuel line. Alright, so there we have it. Alright, so now that we got our regulator out, you can carefully depress these two, or this blue clip here on the back. I don't know if you can see it. See those two little, there's a blue tab here and on the other side. And you got some fuel coming out of there. So like I said, make sure you have something under here to catch that fuel. Alright, so here's the old regulator next to the new one. So as you can see here on the new one, this has two O-rings, one here and then a smaller one up top. This one has the lower, but it looks to be missing this one up here. So that could be the cause of all of our issues. I felt around in there under at the fuel pump housing, put my bore scope in there, could not see any evidence of an O-ring being stuck. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to transfer this blue clip over to here very carefully. This one already has the little insulator there, and then we can throw this guy back up. So we'll pull this off, and very carefully you can pry this blue clip off of here. There's a little ridge there. Sometimes it helps to have a little pick here to get that clip over, and just be very careful because you do have to reuse this. Alright, and just like that, it slides off. And remember, when you put it back on the new one, that these kind of legs here, they go towards the fuel pressure regulator, and it just clips on just like that. So now before we put this in, I just want to put some lubrication on the O-rings a little bit, just to help so that they don't rip or anything on install. So I'm just using a little bit of dielectric grease here. It's perfectly safe, and it'll make sure you don't damage these O-rings. All right, so now it's just gonna go back in reverse order. I'm actually not going to hook up the fuel line until once I have it in. It'll be a little easier and less stuff to mess with. So we'll just shove this guy back up in here. Again, just make sure it's aligned properly into the little tabs up there. It's kind of hard to show, I apologize. And then just give it a little push, turn clockwise, and you'll hear it click, and you are in. And now before you push your fuel line on, make sure that blue tab is situated correctly. There's a flat side, and that's gonna go kind of facing towards the back of the car because this connector has a flat side as well, so they have to match up. And then you hear that click on, so that's good. And now we just hook up both of our connectors, one to the fuel pressure regulator and then one to the fuel pump. And re-engage your safety tab like that. So everything is all hooked up. We can go ahead, prime the motor, get the fuel back in the lines, and see if we fixed our problem. All right, so now we're gonna prime the fuel pump a couple times. And actually now, as you can see on the gauge, so we primed it 4 or 5 times, and the gauge is actually holding pressure. Again, it won't hold indefinitely, but with the key out, nothing's priming, nothing's running, it still should hold pressure. All right, so moment of truth. Let's see how this startup goes. Perfect, that was nice and smooth, and it seems like we fixed our problem. All right, so we just shut the car down. As you can see here, the pressure is still holding, which means the fuel pressure regulator is doing its job. All right guys, there you have it. We replaced the fuel pressure regulator, and the car starts up much better and actually holds pressure at the rail like it's supposed to. If you're checking this video out because you have one of these and you need to fix this problem, it's super easy, just takes a few minutes. Just make sure you get the correct fuel pressure regulator. This is the one I used. It is a standard regulator. Part number is PR319. It was about 110 bucks, a little expensive as far as fuel pressure regulators go, but it's worth the fix. Obviously you can see it starts up much better and kind of just sits there, idles better. I revved it a little bit and it's just a little bit more responsive. So hopefully once we get this wideband set back up and get some correct readings, hopefully that shows that the air-fuel ratio is correct. So thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it or if it helped you replace yours on your car, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We'll be doing a lot more with this car, again, to get it roadworthy. And then stick around, we'll be finishing up the Corvette hopefully soon. But I'm gonna get back to this, start to do some other little things, like I said, wiring, hoses, all that stuff. And just knock this thing out so I can get it drivable and start driving this thing every day and really see what it's about. So thanks again for watching. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.